Hello and welcome. You're watching the news. I'm Gargi Rawat. Coming up in the next half hour, a controversy after opposition MPs receive an Apple alert against possible hacking. Also, a cop is killed in a sniper attack in Manipur. A police team is ambushed there. Let's take a look at the headlines. After several opposition MPs shared messages from Apple warning of state-sponsored attackers trying to hack their phones, the government plays it down, orders an inquiry, but also accuses the MPs of indulging in distraction politics. The Eknath Shinde government says it will accept a panel recommendation and start the process of issuing Kunbi Sabka certificates to Marathas in the state's Marathwada region. Will this satisfy the quota protesters? A Manipur police officer is shot dead by suspected insurgents while overseeing the construction of a helipad in Moreh on the border with Myanmar. A team of cops that was sent in for reinforcement is ambushed. Just a week left for the crucial elections to the 40-member Mizoram Assembly. The BJP faces souring relations with the ruling Mizo National Front, with the impact of the Manipur crisis being felt on the campaign trail. Chandrababu Naidu finally walks out of jail today evening with a show of strength, lists all the parties who supported him in what he described as a witch hunt by the state government. Our top story now. Massive controversy erupted today after several opposition MPs shared alerts from Apple warning of state-sponsored attackers trying to hack their phones and directly targeted the government in their posts on social media. Union IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav addressed a press conference where he hit back and called the MPs, who include Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray MP, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra, Congress's Shashi Tharoor, as compulsive critics of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also said the government has ordered a probe and that Apple must cooperate.
A political war over these alerts from Apple shared by opposition MPs warning of state-sponsored attackers trying to hack their phones, just days before crucial state polls being seen as the semi-finals for the 2024 general election. Within hours, the government hit back, saying an inquiry has been ordered and calling opposition leaders compulsive critics doing destructive politics.
The last Pegasus inquiry, where, my name was also there, that sort of disappeared, right? So that tells you the situation in the country. Our job as opposition is to make people understand what is going on.
तो बड़े दुख की बात है आज हमारे डेमोक्रेसी में, लोकतंत्र में आज़ादी और आपकी प्राइवेसी को भी ये किस लिए उसको खत्म करना चाहते हैं।
ये लोग देश की उन्नति को, देश की प्रगति को देख नहीं सकते, पचा नहीं सकते। जिस तरह का कंपल्सिव क्रिटिक्स आरोप लगाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वैसा कुछ भी नहीं है। तो साथियों, जो लोग देश की प्रगति को पचा नहीं पा रहे, जो लोग देश को ऊपर बढ़ते हुए देख नहीं सकते, वो लोग डिस्ट्रैक्शन पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं।
Earlier today, Apple responded to the MP's allegations, saying it does not attribute the notifications to any specific state-sponsored attacker and that some notifications may be false alarms. A second government minister, Junior IT Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, tweeted these questions to Apple, asking it to clarify why these notifications were sent, despite Apple's claims of being secure and privacy compliant.
They must explain whether their platforms and devices are really secure or not.
The government says it is committed to protecting the privacy of all citizens. Mir Rafe, Bureau Report, NDTV.
In other news, will the Maratha quota agitation now settle down a day after violence and arson in the Beed district during Maratha quota protests? Now the Eknath Shinde government has said it is adopting measures that will pacify the agitators who want reservation in government jobs and education under the OBC category. Gatherings are banned in Beed and several shops are shut to ensure no fresh violence breaks out. There's no internet in the city either.
Violence, arson and a curfew in Beer later, a climb down from the Maharashtra government over the issue of OBC quotas for Marathas. The Eknath Shinde government says it will start the process of issuing Kunbi subcaste certificates to Marathas in the state's Marathwada region that will make them eligible for OBC quotas in government jobs and education. The government has also promised a curative petition for the restoration of the quota granted to the Marathas in 2018 before the Supreme Court quashed it.
इस आंदोलन में कौन भड़काने का काम करता है, कौन ये आगजनी कर रहा है, कौन कानून व्यवस्था यहाँ पर बिगाड़ने की कोशिश कर रहा है, इसके ऊपर पूरी तरह सरकार का ध्यान है. ये मराठा आरक्षण देने का सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है.
The government's decisions came a day after heavy violence in Beed, the epicenter of the agitation. 50 buses were vandalized at a depot and so were the homes of 2 MLAs. The district's NCP office was also set on fire.
अभी सिचुएशन बिल्कुल कंट्रोल में है. अभी कल रात से मतलब कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं है और जो एक्स्ट्रा डिप्लॉयमेंट भी प्राप्त हुए हमें, एक्स्ट्रा फोर्स भी आया हुआ, वो भी हमने डिप्लॉय किया है और मतलब प्रिकॉशन के तौर पे हमने यहाँ पे इंटरनेट सेवा भी रुकवा दिया है.
The police have registered 12 FIRs in connection with arson and vandalism, arrested 55 people and identified around 300 others who were part of the violence. With Ronak Kokre and Sunil Kumar Singh, Bureau Report, NDTV.
News now from the northeast and a shocker from Manipur where a police officer was shot dead by suspected insurgents while he was overseeing the construction of a helipad in More, a trading town on the border with Myanmar. The unprecedented attack on the helipad project this morning marks a sharp increase in hostilities between security forces and insurgents amid the semblance of a hard-won normalcy in the ethnic violence hit Manipur. Sub-divisional police officer Chingtham Anand was rushed to a local clinic. This was in a hill majority town that saw intense ethnic clashes between the Kuki tribes and Meiteis in the past few months, but he died during treatment. But more worrying now is that there was an ambush after reinforcements were being sent there. There was an ambush after this incident in which the cop was shot dead. A group of police were being sent there as reinforcements and the police party came under attack and several cops have been injured according to government sources. Let's go across to Ratnadeep now for more. And Ratnadeep, first this shocking death of a police officer who was shot dead and now an ambush on a police team.
That's right. In fact, within hours of the first incident where this police officer, the sub-divisional police officer posted in More, Chingtham Anand Kumar, who was leading a police team supervising and making sure that the security arrangements are full in terms of the work which was taking place, work done by the state police and the BSF to come up with a helipad there in More town, and he was according to police sources shot from a long range. Probably snipers were used. That's what police are saying. And soon after that, reinforcement was sent to More, and on their way 10 kilometers short of Technopol town, the reinforcement came under an ambush. That's what police sources are telling us. In fact, what we are hearing that at least 3 police commandos have sustained injuries. In fact, Assam Rifles team rescued them and brought them to the nearest medical facility. In fact, the state cabinet held an emergency meeting this afternoon, and they have decided that they would the government has gone forward to file an FIR against tribal organization World Kukizo Intellectual Council. Now, the state government in a statement has claimed that this organization had allegedly claimed that the tribal volunteers should take up arms. That is the allegation that has been made by the state government, and therefore an FIR has been launched. And after the incident which took place today, now this organization has been declared unlawful under UAPA. They have been charged under section of UAPA, and in fact the tribal civil society groups also have hit back at the state government, saying that when a Kuki police officer was shot dead while on duty, the state government kept mum. So therefore now fresh escalations in Manipur after almost a month of when we saw things returning towards normalcy. Now more reinforcement has been sent to More, which is a very strategic location, border town bordering Myanmar.
All right, Ratnadeep, thanks so much for joining us there with the very latest. And staying with news from the northeast, with just a week left for the crucial elections to the 40-member Mizoram Assembly, the BJP, which opened its account in the state in 2018 polls, winning one seat, would like not only to win more, but to also play a key role in government formation. But there are many challenges that is souring relations with the ruling Mizo National Front, BJP's long-time NDA ally, and the Manipur violence fallout, even as the party campaigns hard in the Christian majority state. Ratnadeep reports.
A big-ticket 20,000 crore rupees road project among the BJP's biggest poll promises for Mizoram. This comes at a time when the ruling Mizo National Front, or the MNF, has been criticized by the opposition in the run-up to the polls for poor road infrastructure in the landlocked state.
Now I am going to announce a big road in Mizoram, that is from Myanmar international border, and this road is going to connect 9 districts of Mizoram along international border of Myanmar, and Nagaland and Mizoram and Manipur.
But the big question, will announcements like these work for the BJP? Especially at a time relations between the BJP and its Mizoram ally, the ruling MNF, are soaring over the issue of ethnic conflict in Manipur. Nearly 80% of Mizoram's population is Christian. They share a common ethnic heritage with the Kuki-Zo tribes of Manipur, who are in conflict with the majority Meiteis in Manipur, where the government is led by BJP. Thousands of tribals displaced from Manipur are sheltered in Mizoram. And Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga has repeatedly hit out at the BJP over its handling of the Manipur crisis, even refusing to share stage with Prime Minister Modi during Mizoram campaign rallies, forcing the unprecedented cancellation of PM's rally in the state.
This Manipur, well, certainly it will play a very big role. They are the same families, so they have the same affinity, and they know that we have done a great thing for the displaced person coming from Manipur.
BJP is making its presence this time in Mizoram, and I'm very hopeful that we will be able to win some good numbers of seats and play important role in the formation of the government this time.
Ever since the Modi government came to power in 2014, BJP's political march in the northeast has been fast and furious. In 2016, they were able to win the first state in northeast when they won Assam for the first time, and after that there was no looking back. Even in 2018 Mizoram elections in the Christian dominated state, BJP was able to open its account, winning one seat. But at that point of time, old-time ally, the MNF, did not share power with the BJP. The tension between the allies is such that BJP President JP Nadda strongly criticized the MNF-led government last week and said that if his party comes to power in the state, it would set up a special investigation team, or SIT, to probe corruption allegations. With the Congress not at its strongest in Mizoram anymore, the Zoram People's Movement, or ZPM, a regional party that won 7 of the state's 40 seats in the last election, is looking at a much stronger performance and is targeting the BJP over Manipur.
BJP should see that people from Manipur should not be displaced, that they should be in Manipur in their, in their rightful place. They should not be talking about displaced people of Manipur when they are the very reason why they are displaced. But regarding education, of course, that should be the manifesto of everyone, that whoever is coming into our state, they should be given free education.
The BJP is eyeing minority ethnic groups in Mizoram and pushing hard in 3 seats in Mamit district that have a significant chunk of voters from the minority Bru and Chakma groups. In Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
News now from Andhra Pradesh, where after over 50 days in jail, Telugu Desam Party chief and former Chief Minister of Andhra N. Chandrababu Naidu was released on bail from Rajmundry jail. While his bail was on medical grounds for 4 weeks, Naidu made a politically charged speech upon his release, and he mentioned that several parties, including the BJP and Congress leaders, reached out to him during his time in jail. Naidu was arrested in September in connection to an alleged skill development scam in the state during his tenure as Chief Minister. Let's go across to Uma for more on that. And Uma, so Chandrababu Naidu coming out and, holding this show of strength just outside jail, also addressing the crowds. Give us more highlights from what he said.
Certainly very celebratory mood, not just around the Rajahmundry Central Jail, but all across Andhra Pradesh, where supporters of Telugu Desam and Chandrababu Naidu are there. But this is only a temporary reprieve that Chandrababu Naidu is getting. Like you mentioned, this is only a bail that he has got on medical grounds. And the Jagan Mohan Reddy government is in fact ready with 3 more cases: Fibernet case, Inner Ring Road case, as well as a liquor scam case, alleged liquor scam case that they have now named Mr. Naidu as accused in those cases and trying to send him to jail on that. But yes, as you mentioned, he made some political points while coming out on conditional bail. One of them trying to say that in his 45 years of political life that he has been very clean, that he has never done any wrong and he has not allowed others to do any wrong. Two, the speech mentioned that Janasena had come out in the open and supported him and that he enjoys the support of several parties across the country, and he mentioned the name of the BJP, the BRS, as well as leaders of the Congress. He said CPI as well. So what Chandrababu Naidu is trying to do is, one, keep his profile as someone who is much bigger than just Andhra Pradesh, someone who is respected across not just the state and the Telugu states, but also across India and perhaps the world, because he spoke about support coming from many countries. There was a concert here actually, Gargi, just a couple of days ago, and the audience was filled and people from across the world had participated in that concert, which was meant to be celebrating Chandrababu Naidu for his development and for 25 years of high-tech city. And he said that he's grateful that people were remembering him for the kind of work that he has done. And even though he went to jail, he says this is something that no politician would be able to see in his lifetime, of people appreciating his work. So he's pitching himself politically, keeping his political options open. He knows that he needs friends in politics. The BJP has been a little cold towards him, even though he had appeared to be giving overtures towards the BJP. Of course, he's not going to be contesting the elections in Telangana because they want to focus all their resources on Andhra Pradesh. Just 5 months, 6 months down the line, state elections, general elections, Telugu Desam has to be prepared, keep their cadre energized and their leaders in high spirits, high morale, and that's what Chandrababu Naidu was trying to do, even though he knows that his legal battle is far from over. He needs to keep them enthused and say that he's fighting a battle that he's going to win. Back to you.
All right, Uma, thanks so much for joining us there with all those developments. Now, election news from Rajasthan, where Congress leader Sachin Pilot filed his nomination today. For the moment, the Congress leadership tussle has been set aside as Pilot is set to face several parties in Tonk during this election. Meanwhile, for the BJP as well, it's facing trouble from within in both Jalore and Chittorgarh after sending in MP Devji Patel on the Jalore seat and adjusting son-in-law of former Chief Minister Bhairav Singh Shekhawat and Narpat Singh Rajvi in Chittor. Here's a report.
Sachin Pilot filing his nomination from Tonk, a seat the former Deputy CM won last time around with a margin of over 54,000 votes. But this time, the going may not be that easy. Controversial BJP MP Ramesh Bidhuri is overseeing the BJP's campaign in Tonk. Owaisi's AIMIM also makes an entry into Tonk, and the Gujjar support base could be diminished. Last time, the Gujjars had swung en masse to the Congress in the hope that Sachin would be Chief Minister. Smaller parties like the SDPI, Chandrasekhar Azad's candidate, and the RLP could cut into crucial votes. And the leadership tussle that marked Pilot's tenure from Tonk has been set aside, at least for the moment.
हम मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं और 18 में हम लोग बहुमत पे आए, 21 से 100 पर आए थे। आज हम सबका दायित्व बनता है कि हम पुनः दोबारा मिलकर काम करें और आज देश की ज़रूरत है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी की इन राज्यों में सरकार बने। इन राज्यों में हम कामयाब होंगे तभी 2024 के लोकसभा चुनाव में हमारा इंडिया जो अलायंस है वो कामयाब हो सकेगा। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि पब्लिक हमारे साथ है और हम लोग भाजपा कोई प्रचार कर ले लेकिन सरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी की बनने जा रही है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूँ।
But the leadership tussle is also very real for the BJP in this election. Opposition to MP Devji Patel, fighting as MLA from Jalore, refuses to die down. And Chittorgarh has become another flashpoint. Narpat Singh Rajvi, son-in-law of the late Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, has been adjusted in Chittorgarh after being denied a ticket in Jaipur's Vidyadhar Nagar, much to the dismay of sitting MLA Chandrabhan Singh Akia, who is now threatening to go solo. Rajvi, who reached Chittorgarh for campaigning, says he's been sent here on the party's directions.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, कार्यकर्ताओं में उत्साह है और जीत का मार्ग प्रशस्त कर रहे हैं, दिखा देंगे, जीत कर दिखाएंगे। चंद्रबाबू जी आपके सामने खड़े हैं, वो भी भाजपा से क्या माने आपके? जिसको सिंबल मिलेगा पार्टी के साथ है, कार्यकर्ता पार्टी के विरोध में नहीं, सिंबल के साथ।
And as Rajasthan heads into elections, clearly for leaders within the BJP and the Congress, the fight is as much within as without. With Harsha Kumari Singh, Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, some news are coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where another targeted killing has taken place, and once again a policeman was killed in a targeted attack by terrorists. This is in the Baramulla district, and it's the third targeted attack in the last 3 days in the valley. Let's go across to Nazir for more. And Nazir, what are the details?
Well, policeman Ghulam Mohammed Dar, he was at his home in Wailu, Kralpura in Baramulla district. This evening he was shot at inside his home, and police say terrorists are behind this attack. So clearly this is the third targeted attack by militants in last 3 days. And police say the area has been cordoned off, a search operation is underway. But that is like a routine thing because for last 3 days it is the third targeted attack in the valley. On Sunday evening, there was an attack on a police inspector, Masroor Ahmed Wani. He was shot at and critically injured in downtown area of Srinagar. Yesterday, a migrant laborer from UP was killed in Pulwama district, and today, policeman has been killed in a targeted attack. So these incidents have happened at a time when there's a change of guard in Jammu and Kashmir police. J&K has got new Director General of Police, Mr. Rashmi Rajan. Today he has taken over charge of the new DGP. He is seen as a very, very honest officer and who has been the intelligence chief of Jammu and Kashmir police for last 3 years and has been instrumental in, in actually targeting the separatists and dismantling their structure. But the way we see things are unfolding at a time when the police was saying, look, we have decimated militancy and the number of local militants is all-time low, we see these fresh wave of targeted attacks in the valley. 2 policemen have been targeted in last 3 days. 1 migrant laborer has been killed yesterday. Really a worrying trend at a time when we also see there was attempts of infiltration from across the border. In last 4 days, there was 2 infiltration attempts. 6 militants have been killed in the 2 infiltration. While when security force, army, and Jammu and Kashmir police filed 2 infiltration attempts in Kupwara, but these targeted attacks is really a challenge for the security force how to deal with this situation. And now, third attack, policeman has been killed inside his home in Baramulla this evening.
All right, Nazir. So 3 targeted killings in 3 days. Very, very worrying. Thanks so much for joining us with all those details. Well, news now of the economy. In India's fiscal deficit widens at 7.02 lakh crore during the April-September period of the financial year. The fiscal deficit of the first half of FY24 turned out to be 39.3% of the estimate for the whole year, according to the government data in the union. According to the government data, now in the union budget, the government had projected to bring down the fiscal deficit to 5.9% of the gross domestic product.